It's compelling, it's cutthroat, it's chaotic, it's clever, it's controversy and chaos, baby.
Whew. You know when you take your braids out, it'd be like the one loose piece of hair that just be falling out. I have been thinking something's been crawling on me all fucking day. Like, something triggered and you just flip out. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I just was like, oh, like, bitch, that was my hair. I mean, damn near about to crash because some shit just fell on my arm. And I'm like, yo, what is this?
No, the worst thing is like
about to die.
When you think you hear a bug fly by, but you don't see it.
And now you just looking crazy. I'm like,
or
that
gnats,
happens to me
because most of the time you can see the gnat, but everybody else can't see the gnat. So it's just like you're sitting here trying to pop gnats and mosquitoes.
Yeah, now we're making it clap all over the place because what's happening?
Anyway, and these bugs are very strong these days because the off spray ain't been working.
Oh no, they some super bug. Like, I don't know what happened to nature, but it's mad at us and it's coming for a vengeance. It ate the hell up. When we were outside talking, the hell up. Not even outside 10 minutes. Toe up. Just bite marks everywhere. I can't. That's the only thing about the summertime I do not like is the fucking bugs. Like everything's coming out of the woodwork, spiders. It just everything.
It'd be like new bugs every summer. It's like, what is that? Like, what is that?
New species. I just don't like it. Like, keep me in the house. Keep me inside and away from these damn bugs. Because nothing is working. Citronella don't work.
Nothing works.
Nothing.
But yeah.
It's not for the week out here. But I don't know about you, but I am so fucking hungry. I have been hungry. Like a different kind of hunger. Like, I don't know why, but it's like the week before your period, eating everything in sight. Just like, I don't care what it is. I don't have a taste for anything specific, but I know I'm fucking hungry. You sit down something I'm going to eat that. I see something over there. I'm going to eat that too. I'm starving. I'd be like, damn, big back, calm down. But then I'm like, no, it's just not enough.
My problem is
I need some more food.
I'm hungry, but it's like, I don't have a taste for anything. Like,
but at least you're pregnant.
Like, what? Yeah, but I should be having cravings. I have food aversions. I don't have cravings. So yeah, at least you can eat.
This is true.
Because I'm hungry right now, and I've been thinking for the past 40 minutes, what am I going to eat today? What am I going to eat? I did eat breakfast, but I'm like, what am I going to eat for lunch? What am I going to eat for dinner? What am I going to eat? What can I eat? What's going to agree with my stomach? What does the baby want? Because what I want, I really would love some pasta. I can't eat pasta. Why? Because most pasta has like acidic sauces and tomatoes and this, that, and the third. That's what I really want, but I can't have it.
Yeah. So I feel bad for you this go around. Like, I thought I felt bad for you last time because you couldn't really like eat chicken, but at least there were other things outside of chicken. This one, sister.
Yeah. I had chicken for the first time in like 2-3 weeks on Saturday, but it was like chicken from the grill, and I was very, very hungry, like cookout chicken, and it was good. I dipped it in a little barbecue sauce, and it was fine. But other than that, I have not been eating chicken. I did have a bite of a chicken tender. Yeah, I had chicken tenders at the Beyonce concert. But other than that, like regular chicken, like baked chicken, fried chicken.
No. Unfortunate.
And I don't know if it's because like when I cook it, because it's like I'm cleaning it, maybe that's what's setting me off. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah. But I'm eat a steak. Some shrimp.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. I kind of want hibachi.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm trying not to eat out. No. I'm trying my best. I'm determined. I'm going to go this entire week. Breakfast, except Friday, because treat myself. But I'm going to go Monday through Thursday, and I'm not going to eat out. And you know it's killing me because I am an eat out bandit. Like,
yeah. I would say good luck.
I'm like, we got food at home, but bitch, I'm going to Chick-fil-A. I cannot eat at home. I can't do it. I'm really forcing myself to try. So we on day 2. I had breakfast in the house. I had coffee in the house, and I drove past Dunkin' Donuts, and I almost shed a tear because I really wanted to get in line, and I did not. And I just went home and just pushed the button on my little Nespresso. Like, brother, I don't want this shit. But here we go. I'm going to drink it anyway.
That'll do. It'll have to do.
Like, I just need the caffeine at this point. So, but I'm I'm determined. I'm going to do it this week.
We'll keep you posted to see how
if I made it
does. Yeah.
Somebody have faith in me, because even the faith that I have in myself is very minuscule. Okay. Give me a random question for today.
Okay. So I remember like back a few weeks ago, I saw on TikTok and I had wrote down this little topic, this little nugget that I said, I'm going to bring this up one day on a podcast. But basically, a man was explaining how the whole theory of how a man should love a woman more than the woman in the relationship, or how it's okay to not marry your first choice, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like as a woman, should you settle down with a man that was not your first choice? And I guess for men, vice versa. Is that settling? Is that, moving with your mind and not your heart? I feel like there's so many things that could go into that, because my theory, nobody should marry for just love. Yes, love is important in a marriage and in a relationship, but you should not marry somebody just because y'all in love. What's love got to do with it? It ain't enough. And sometimes it could be the person that you just so are madly in love with that may not be the person for you, because they don't provide stability. They don't provide any level of growth, nothing. It's just, we love each other. It could be very juvenile in a sense. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Very loaded, but
always a very loaded question. Oh, my immature brain. Well, not even my immature brain, because at a certain point, you should never settle for being somebody's second option.
How would you know you the second option?
It's so, sometimes people tell you the way that they act, the way that they behave, like that clearly you were the backup. You weren't the person that they really wanted to be with. And let's just say we're on an even playing field, that everything kind of just works out. It could have been that person didn't choose them. So now I'm choosing you by default because I have to. I don't believe in allowing someone to, in any situation, I don't believe in allowing someone to make you feel like an option. I just don't agree with that. Like, if I'm not your first choice, don't choose me at all.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, how does that make your significant other feel, knowing that you're only with them because you couldn't have someone else? And I feel like that just creates a whole lot of issues, because in the back of their mind, they will always think, oh, if that person ever comes back in the picture, they'll always want to be with that person. Always. Now, in certain situations where you really have to be rational and not just think with your heart, I guess leading with the whole like thinking and using your brain thing. Like you said, there are some people you can love them immensely, but it will never be more than that. And when it comes to things like marriage, you can't just love somebody. Like you just can't. Sometimes the person that you love is not a healthy love.
Exactly.
So in those situations where it's like, this is just not healthy, you have to want different, and you have to know what your intentions are for the next stage or the next person in your life. If your intention is to be married to someone, then you got to operate like a person who wants to be married and not just a person who wants a wedding. Because if you just want a wedding, if you just want a wedding, you could go with that person that you know is no fucking good for you. I love them, but what else? Now, if you have multiple people that it's like both of them pretty much check the exact same boxes, then in that situation, I feel like, why are you settling? What is the determining factor as to why you're not really with the person that you want to be with if both people are kind of equal? There is always something that's a little bit more for somebody else, whatever it is. Sometimes it's just a undescribable thing. It's just like, I just feel connected to this person. I can't explain it. It just is what it is. So you could check all the great boxes, but this is the person.
But I feel like a lot of times it could be very much so surface level. Like the whole saying of you grow to be attracted to somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
I personally do not.
If it's not an attraction at first sight, but you get to know the person and they're literally the best candidate, so to say. And it's like, okay, but I'm not this person, the other person is like way more attractive visually than that person. I do think that like there's a difference between not being attracted to somebody and not lusting over somebody. Because you could see, like, let's say a woman is dating and she can see two guys. One guy's like, oh yeah, he's attractive. And the other guy's like, damn, that nigga fine.
Yes, those are two different things. You
but the
find
damn
both
that
of them
nigga
attractive,
fine,
though.
yeah. But the damn that nigga fine might be grade A, future trash, dog shit, garbage, toxic, not worth a damn, broke.
And unfortunately, I don't think a lot of women want to admit it, but a lot of times we fall for the damn that nigga fine more than we care to say. I know most times it tries to be like a more men thing, like men just go after looks, but there are a lot of women who go strictly after looks. Like, you know, that person ain't shit, but it's like, oh, he's a nice guy, or it's hello, looks or money, and it's like, I'm gonna go over there because he has the it factor, whether it's the looks, whether it's the money, whether it's the status, is something that I want out of this situation. Versus another person's like, yeah, they're cute, they're not ugly. I do find them cute, but it's like, you know, it's going to take more because it's going to be something that you necessarily have to work at. The other thing, you ain't got to work for at all.
But I feel like it could backfire on both sides, because I just feel like the person that the woman might look at and be like, oh, they're attractive, he's a great guy, he comes from a great family, he is stable, he has a great job, they might go that way. You know, they might choose that man because, you know, stability. I don't think he's ugly, but I'm not like, ooh, I want to jump his bones as soon as I see him. But I do think that over time you can develop that, ooh, I want to jump their bones, based off of like getting to know them, how they treat you, how you see them interact with others, like just their whole spirit, aura, and being. But the problem with that comes in is, it's good when it's good, but then when it goes bad, it's going to be real bad because you really don't like that nigga. Like you like
yes,
the idea
I feel like
of what they could be. And
it's easier to stray in those situations.
Yes, the minute you don't like that person, what they're doing, or how they're making you feel, they're going to become the ugliest, dirtiest person ever. And I don't know if there's any coming back from that. So it's just a very interesting, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like in those situations, it's like everything has to really align. And you really kind of have to look at long term. Like in those situations where it's like, yeah, everything, all the boxes checked. He's like, they're cute, but I just don't feel that spark, you know, per se. Like it's just nothing that's like pulling me towards you.
But I don't think
it's kind of,
I don't know. I feel like when you're older, and you're not older, but let's say our age group, when you're in your 30s and you're dating and you have 12 things on your list and a man checks off 10.
If he checks off 10, what are the, okay, so we have these lists, right? But there's an order of importance of the things on the list. So if the top 2 things are the boxes he don't check, who gives a fuck about the other 10? It's just like, these are 2 things. Most people put their non-negotiable things at the top. It's like other things, like, yeah, you may be able to check the boxes that it's like, I could live or live without those things. If someone doesn't have it, I'm not going to be dying.
Okay, but so what is one thing that you would say is like majority of people's non-negotiables? Because him being doodle brown but ugly is not an option. That, like, we wouldn't even be talking about this.
I'm not talking about just like the aesthetic, the look, the overall. I will say for me personally, I could not date a man who is not a leader. I just cannot do it. Because I know my personality. My personality is very much doormat. I will walk all over you. You give me the inclination that I can, and I will do and treat you as such. I won't respect you at all because I can walk all over you. So if that would be at the top of the list, if you don't have this, not necessarily strong personality, but you don't possess strong leadership skills, I can't fuck with you. So it don't matter all the other shit that you got. You can't do this, and this will never work out because I can tell you right now how this is going to go. So if that's now, the box you're not checking,
flaw for you, or is that a flaw for them?
Probably both. Yeah. You can lead somebody else, but you can't lead me. My personality type, you just can't do it. I have a very strong alpha personality type. I am definitely like, I know what I want. And I too, I like, and I'm going to go forward with that.
I could never be with a man who's not a leader and who's not a thinker or a leader. But also, I could never be with somebody who does not have any ambition. Because what do you mean you don't think that there's more to life than what is right here?
Exactly. So in your list of things, if you're not ambitious, if you don't have a desire to grow and do more, that's not going to work well for you. You don't work well with stagnant people. So you couldn't be married to someone or in a committed relationship with someone who wants to be stagnant. In certain aspects, for certain people, they don't want more, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to be with a person who also has the same mindset. It doesn't matter what else is on the list, because this is something that I cannot have. I cannot be stagnant.
Yeah.
This relationship is never going to work because I'm always going to be chasing the next thing, and you're going to be wanting to be playing it still. It doesn't work.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what I mean, that it really just depends on what boxes are being checked and what's the boxes that aren't checked. If the boxes that aren't checked are your non-negotiables, like I have to have this, then you should not settle.
But I feel like
if you settle on those things, that's where I think is the settling in the relationship. It's like you're ignoring things that you know about yourself that ultimately you need to be happy. You need to live the life that you want to live, and happiness fucking matters.
Yeah.
So why would I settle for purposely being unhappy?
I do think though, like, we're talking very mature things that we look for or did look for or look at, whatever, right? But I do think that sometimes these lists are very unobtainable, non-realistic.
Yes. A lot of shit is delusional.
Like,
a lot of shit is just,
and I guess that's where I'm coming from when I hear certain people, when I hear people in just general conversations just say like, oh, I could never date a man that like whatever, right? Or even watching like shows like Pop the Balloon. It's just like, wait, you're passing up a perfectly eligible bachelor because of that? We could fix that.
Like, yes. So in certain situations like that, if it comes down to like a superficial thing, if it's like, oh, I don't like your dress, Chad, I could change the way you dress. Don't worry about that. Move. Like that's a very minuscule thing. So if style is on your list of things that you require out of a partner, those are things that can easily be fixed. Even when people like teeth, you can get braces, you can get Invisalign. Now, if you just have
bad oral hygiene.
Yes, you have bad oral hygiene. Now we're into the whole different ballpark, because some of that shit is you cannot reverse that. That it's permanent. It's done. So yes, in essence, like very cosmetic things that can be addressed and can be fixed. I don't think that those belong on your list of things when you're looking for a partner. Then you kind of get into those things of now you're just in a whole bunch of superficial fucking relationships because you worried about the aesthetica rather than actual characteristics, actual things that typically don't change about people. I feel like some people are natural born leaders. I really feel like that. Like this was always in you. I can't teach you how to do that. I can't teach you how to lead me. I just can't.
Yeah.
You have to already have that within you. Your personality fits my personality, and now you can take me by the hand and let's go, because I'm going to follow, because I naturally know that your morals and things like that, I'm not here to change that about you. But if your moral standing and my moral standing aren't the same, we don't have some of the same views, some things we have to be in agreement on. We don't have the same views on that. Nah, I can't do that. Being someone that doesn't, that is settling. And I feel like that's where people get fucked up, is either looking for strict superficial things, or they really be accepting shit that they really know deep down they really don't want, just to say that they have somebody. And it's just like,
and then later on down the line, it's like you just get to a point where it's like, I really can't take this anymore.
Yes. And now it's just like, and all the things that have happened that you've accepted in between there, now in those situations you're setting your own self back, because now you gotta therapize from all the things that have transpired, all the things that you have accepted and let slide. When you knew from jump, I knew that wasn't gonna work. So it's kind of just like, well, come on, you knew. Sometimes you just got to say no and walk away, or reevaluate what you're really looking for in the order in which you have it listed.
Yeah. That is,
because I just really don't believe that people should settle. If you want something long term, you should not be settling for it. Like most people generally, I don't think get into committed relationships or get married with the intention of getting divorced.
Of course, no.
But a lot of times with a
might
superficial shit, it's gonna lead there because what is it built on? It's built on a whole bunch of bullshit.
But not only that, I think people, and don't take this wrong, anybody out there listening, husband included, I think people like the idea of what it looks like to be married opposed to what it actually means to be married. And that's where people be having it fucked up. Like, I don't think people take into consideration and account that like marriage itself is not hard, but a lot of part of marriage is being considerate, even if some days you wake up and you don't want to consider anything or anybody but yourself. That's not an option. Like, it's just, I don't know. I think a lot of people have this fairy tale, men and women, of what they perceive marriage to be, and that's just not reality. And so a lot of times it's like you want to be a bride but you don't want to be a wife, and most men don't really care about being a groom. You just want to have a bride. So it's like it's very tricky. And when people ask me, is marriage hard? I don't think marriage is hard. I just think that like at the end of the day, we're individuals living our lives. So sometimes can it be hard or even draining some days to just not just be married, but even have kids. It's like you're constantly having to think about how anything you do in your day-to-day life will affect the next person's day or life in general. And that alone is draining, because especially somebody like me who's an overthinker, it's like, okay, well, if I do this, like something as simple as I want to go get lunch. Like, all right, it's 2:00. By the time I do this, by the time I do that, then I'm gonna have to pick up Celine, and then damn, I gotta make sure dinner's done because I want everybody to have a peaceful evening. Like just simple things like that. As stupid as it sounds, it can become overwhelming. Like, oh, fuck, now my day is gone. And then now your kid is home all day, and you can't, not all day, but all evening. You can't sit down and do anything until they go to sleep. And then by the time they go to sleep, you're looking at your spouse like, damn, I want to spend time with you. But really, I don't want to talk to nobody. Like, I just want to sit here by myself. But I really want to spend time with you too. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's such a catch-22. Yeah. And that's why being equally yoked or having a partner who, one, has just as much stuff going on in that brain of theirs or even in their life as you do, sometimes is important, because they'll understand that like, okay, it's quiet time. Let's just sit here and watch TV and scroll on Instagram and send each other DMs and not really talk, but like we're talking, we're spending time. Like, you know what I mean? Or like, I might stick my toe over to you and play footsies with you, and that's good. Like, like you know what I mean? But I think even stuff like that is like, it's not going to be fairy tales and roses every single day, but at least making sure that you're not being in a hostile, I guess, marriage or a situation where like you feel constantly overwhelmed to the point where you don't even like to be home. Like, I feel like for me, that would be a fear of mine. Like, oh my God, like, please let me escape this hell. Like that is not a good feeling.
Yeah. I think it kind of just boils down to, I mean, it really kind of boils down to what you really do during the, I guess, dating process.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, because technically that's not really dating, but you know, pre-marriage, pre-real commitment, pre all of those things. Those are the things that you kind of, that's where you should be getting to know about a person. Like, you can like someone in the dating phase and feel like they're capable of these things, and then move on to the next stage and realize, oh, in practice, really no. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You might have potential, or you showed up, your representative had potential, and then when I really get to know you,
it's like,
no, like, I don't like you. Oh, we got a bankhead bounce. It's like, I feel like is you have
maybe
to,
not even that I don't like you, but like realistically, when it boils down to it, are you compatible?
Yeah, maybe that's a better word. Like, we're not compatible. This is not a situation that can thrive and grow long term. It's just not. Like, this is a right now thing, and that's it. It's maybe this is just for fun. You ain't the person I'm gonna marry, but you cool for right now.
But even with that, at some point,
you gonna have to be honest with that person and let them know, hey, this is not
Because if you're moving and dating with intention, this person could be fun, but why continue to spend time getting to know them and being around them if you know that it's
well,
you
yeah.
don't
If you're dating with the intent that like end goal of whoever you're in a relationship is, you want to be married to that person, then yeah, you should cut things off very quickly. But there's some people who just are fine with having just casual relationships. It's cool. I may not want to date around. I just want to have somebody like, I date you. I like you. We get along, but we know that there's no progression for us. It just kind of is what it is. And sometimes that is okay. Sometimes that's a stage in life that you're at. And there's nothing wrong with that. But once you are finished with that phase and you realize, okay, now I'm kind of ready, I feel ready to settle down and I want a long-term partner, then okay, this situation has ended. It's run its course. We already knew what it was. We knew this wasn't going to go to distance. So now we got to cut things off. You got to break up. You don't got to break up nastily, but it just is what it is. It's over. I want something different. And where I'm trying to go in the next page, you can't go with me. Seems harsh, but it's the reality. And honestly, I feel like I wish people would be more upfront and just say, I'm ready to go to the next page. I'm done with this chapter. We're going to close this. On the next one, I'm ready to move on, but you can't go with me. Whereas a lot of people don't want to have that conversation. They'll just drag it out and drag it out and drag it out. And it's like, why? You could have ended this shit 6 months ago with less feelings being hurt. Because when you drag somebody on and you're just stringing them along, then that's when we get to a point that we can't even speak when this is over.
Yeah.
That bridge is burnt.
Because then it just becomes nasty.
Exactly. It's nasty. When we could have just ended, maybe we could have been friends. Maybe not. I don't know if I really believe in being friends with drags, but you know, people do it all the time. I will say I don't have enough experience. I will say, and I probably feel like that because I don't have any experience in that wheelhouse. Anybody that I have ever been in a like boyfriend girlfriend relationship with, once it was over, it usually was something bad that ended it. So I had no intentions of ever wanting to be your friend afterwards. Like, I don't even want to run into you anywhere. Like, I don't want to see you ever. So I want you to just like fall off the face of the earth. But so that could be my own jadedness.
I think it's situational, but
yeah,
that could be
definitely my own jadedness.
I do think it is situational, and you could be cordial or friendly or cool with an ex, but within limitations. Like, I would not say like friends in the sense of where it's like we're all hanging out, raising our kids together, that type of thing. I mean, maybe for some people, I don't know, people live different lifestyles, but I've never seen that successfully done on that level. Cordial, sure. Like, especially if you run within the same circles and you see.
Yeah, like we're gonna see each other. So it's like we can just be cool. Like,
but
it
being
don't have
friends,
to be
like, yeah, I could call you right now and like we're besties. I don't really, maybe if the relationship was like very juvenile, I don't know. But I just feel like once you hunched, even if you don't look at that person the same, people around you are going to look at you sideways for being cool with them.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be a thing. Even if you two don't make it a thing,
somebody else will. And a lot of time, the others ruin it for everyone.
Exactly.
Because people and their big opinions about shit that really don't have nothing to do with them always find a way to bring their opinion up. And it's just like, I really don't want to deal with that shit. Like
how do we get here? How did we get here? Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it's very tricky, I think, for the original conversation of just settling. And
settling is subjective. Some people might think settling could be, I don't know, maybe like, yes, you had two options of a partner, and one might have been everything you ever dreamt of and might be wealthy, but they had a career in which, I don't know, maybe you're not going to spend that much time with them. Maybe they were an athlete. Maybe they were something, whatever. And then you met this other nice guy who makes good money, is handsome, treats you well, and there's just more stability and more whatever.
Well, then in that situation, I don't necessarily consider that settling, because you know that long term, that's not settling. It's just like your lifestyle just doesn't fit ultimately what I want for my life. So it's not settling. It would be settling if I chose to be with you. That's the settle, because now something that's very important to me, having a stable environment, having a partner that I can actually spend time with. Now I settled for the money and all the other things, and I don't have that. So sometimes the quote unquote positives about a person end up being the negatives because you settled for what you really didn't want long term. It's like you can attain.
But that goes back to knowing yourself as a person and knowing what is actually going to make you happy and what you actually are looking for in a partner. And I do think a lot of people don't know. Like, how many times has someone said, well, what do you look for in a man? And they say the most like
Bullshit
whatever.
thing.
Yeah. It was like, okay, that's literally any man. Girl, you a part of the conversation. That's like literally any man walking around town falls within that category. So I
Anytime,
think,
Dick, and Harry. And I feel like people with those kinds of, that when you have conversations with people like that, you see that uncertainty, that kind of just like, I don't know. And you see that reflected in their dating history. You see it reflected in all the relationships that they get into, because they don't have a guide. They just kind of flapping in the wind. It's like you don't really know the things that you require out of a person. So every person that you get with is always going to be bullshit. It was always going to be an issue because you don't know what you want. And in that situation, you are the fucking problem. And you should stop dating and go figure it out. Like real,
figure yourself
concrete
out.
things. Not superficial things that every Tom, Dick, and Harry can have. Not cosmetic things that can easily be fixed. We're talking about the things deep down to a person's core and that align with you. And if you don't know who you are deep down to your core, you shouldn't be dating at all. Especially not dating with the intention to be married to someone. Like, you got to go figure yourself out and then attach yourself to somebody else.
And even with that, this is kind of like a hard left, but not really. What do you think about the saying when people be like, broke men should never date?
Broke people should never laugh. Okay. Here's what I
Brokies don't need love.
They do. However, everybody should have their priorities straight. However, have your priorities straight. Dating, there's a cost that comes with dating. Period. And if you can't pay the cost, to be the boss, then what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
And everybody's cost is different though. So I will say that it is not just like, okay, if you don't have a job, it's going to be very difficult for you as a man to date a woman who is extremely successful.
For sure.
It's going to be very difficult.
Unless she's looking for what they call a beta man. Unless she's looking for a man that's just going to cook, clean, fucking shut up, then
maybe. But it's just like, it really all goes into what you can handle too. Like, you can't date someone and not, there's financial effort attached to it. I don't care what nobody says. If that makes me seem gold diggerish, I don't fucking care. It is what it is. Like, you gotta there's financial effort that goes into it. We ain't going out on a fucking picnic. Actually, if we went out on a picnic, nigga, we need food for the fucking picnic. So there's money attached to it. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it ain't that much free shit to do, and I'm not gonna get fucking hungry. What do you mean I can't have smart water? What the fuck do you mean? Nigga, I want smart water. I don't want Dasani. I don't want no fucking Poland Spring.
Don't ever give me no Dasani in your life.
I want my smart water.
I will pass out.
Like, this is what I want. There's a cost associated with it. So if you're really kind of like in a fucked up position right now, not to say that you can't get better, but focus on that. Sometimes you got too many balls in the air. Let's focus on this one. And let's get our finances aware and then move on to the next thing, because I don't like when people try to make someone else feel bad for their situation. Or be like, oh, you shouldn't expect that because I'm fucked up. Then why would you approach me? And I'm saying approach me because I don't do the approaching. Why would you approach me if you know? And then it will boil down to the list. See that provider thing? No, sir, because you already entering the arena on some fuck shit. Get out.
But not even that. The provider thing, the leader thing. Like, for me, not just the
where you gonna lead us
aspect,
to hell?
Exactly. Not just the financial aspect of it. It's like, if you don't even have your priorities in order, why should I take you serious? Yes, it may be for some people, depending on your industry, it may be hard for you to find a job, or whatever the case may be. But if that's the case, a woman should not be your primary focus. Getting a job, hitting Indeed and LinkedIn should be your primary focus. If you are trying to court a woman and saying you can protect, provide, and lead. Not just because of financial, but just the mentality of like what do you mean you don't have your priorities in order? What do you mean? Now it's different if you're already dating somebody and you fall on hard times. Okay, we're gonna get back up. But if you're not really putting your priorities in order to get back up, baby, I can't defend that. I'm sorry.
And just like certain things, I don't care. People can label me whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. Especially when you've dated people, like even Colin. Let's take that. Like we started dating in college. So broke as hell. Okay. But I'm just saying, like age wise, we was broke as hell. Even if today, let's just say we were post college and we met some other kind of way. We met and we were both in a financial picture from college. Let's just put it in adult life. Okay. Everything else, we just did not meet in college. Just remove college from the situation. Even though the funds were low on both ends, the intention was not. Right. You could not tell me that we was broke. Right. Ain't no. And it went vice versa. Sometimes I paid for shit. Sometimes he did. Like we watching TV, we watch Scandal. Okay, we want Chipotle for dinner. Fine, I'll go get the Chipotle this time. It's fine. It wasn't like, oh, you have to pay, and I bring nothing to the table. But we knew what it was, and it was kind of one of those things. Even in those situations, it kind of showed a person's intention. It showed you how a person moved. I will give you my last
in their character.
In their character. And sometimes that Chipotle bowl, I might need that shit for tomorrow. However,
it might be lunch for work the next day.
I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get me a shift. I'm gonna get something. That person should never feel like you're kind of like you can't do something or you can't take care of them. You can't do anything because if anything happens, I don't know where this is gonna go. Yeah, with this person. I don't know if this is the person that I can rely on. I don't know if it's these things. So even it doesn't, I'm not saying like y'all kind of shouldn't be dating if it's not a plethora of money. Like if you aren't making a certain amount of money, like there's people in all different income brackets, but it's what you do with what you got. And you got to kind of do something on both ends to show a person and make them feel confident and comfortable that you got it. You will figure it out.
Everything in my mind is figure outable, but that all goes back to that what?
But that goes
list.
To
ding, ding, ding. Leadership.
Yeah, it goes to
ding,
that
ding,
list.
Ding, ambition, drive.
Yeah, exactly. It all will circle back to the same thing. And also it speaks to the kind of person that you are. If you the kind of person that as soon as some shit happens and you up out of there, then that's the thing. If you're the kind of person who cannot and is not willing to carry some of the burden and sometimes know that it'll be 100% on you. If you're not willing to do that, then you shouldn't be in that situation.
Yeah, for sure.
You shouldn't be in any kind of situation with anybody that you are trying to pursue in that way. That we're trying to make a long-term deal here. Because now it's just like, now I'm looking at you weird. Because for what? When you have experience or if you've experienced people who were gonna figure out how to make shit shake. And I would say for the both of us, we will figure out how to make some shit shake. Yes, even in our situation, like our backgrounds as far as like upbringing were completely different. I know I could call my parents at any point in time and be like, yo, I need help. I need a couple $100. I need just $100 to get me through to the next paycheck. But even when I lived on my own, when we lived together, and then Colin and I first moved in, I wasn't calling my parents every other day. Now, certain things my mom would be like, no, girl, you know you ain't pay that cell phone bill. I sure the fuck didn't. Certain things like that, like, whoa, that's just way too mature for me. I can't do that. But so outside of that, I wasn't like calling and be like, oh, I can't pay my rent. Oh, I want to get my nails done. I can't afford to do that. I need groceries. I was going to go figure that shit out. When I worked 3 jobs, it's because I had bills to pay outside of my regular bills, but I also had frivolous things that I wanted to do. And I funded my frivolous activities because I'm going to figure it the fuck out. I'm going to get exactly what I need to have. Yes, I have some people to fall back on, but they're never my first option. They're never my first, like, oh, some shit ain't gonna work. Can y'all help me? No, I'm gonna go figure some shit out first. And then if nothing comes from that, then I'll do that. And he's the exact same way. We gonna get what we need to get and get up out of whatever situation it is. So going long term, and even when we were dating, knowing that, okay, yes, this person is checking the boxes. One, that shit came over time. There was constant reassurance through multiple situations that's like, okay, this is exactly who you are. It's not a fluke. It's not just like, oh, it's cool one time, but the next time it's getting shaky. It was like, this is a consistent thing. This is exactly who you are.
Yeah.
And when people start showing you who they are and who they ain't, just walk away. If you're not in a financial position to do certain things, one, don't offer it. Two, you got to be honest with yourself and be like, actually, I don't want to bring another party into this because I can't take care of myself right now. And I think that be what a lot of the gripe is. It's like, you could have just been honest up front. Why are you bringing in a person into your situation where it's like, you can't take care of you? Now you bringing me in under the guise that you could take care of me too. Now I'm looking at you like, wait a minute. This ain't what I signed up for. This is not what I agreed to.
And I think it, like I said, it just all goes back to intention and your character overall. Just certain shit just not gonna fly. It just is what it is.
Yeah, it's just not. But you gotta, I guess, moral of the story is everybody has to know themselves and what it is they're really trying to get out of a situation. What is your end goal?
And what's actually important.
What's really important. Like, I cannot live without this. Just throw me off the roof now. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And those are the things you don't settle on. All other things clearly are negotiable. We can fix that. I can drop that off the list. I actually really don't need that. And
now that I think about it,
be open to your list changing. Like, certain things, the core foundational things will never change. But the shit at the bottom, sometimes you realize, oh, actually, I don't need that shit. I'm cool. That really does nothing for me. Because you might experience it and be like, oh, that's not even what I thought it was going to be. That's off the list. Next, replace it with something else.
I think that happens like the more you get to know yourself and the more you kind of figure out what's actually important to you. I think that's when that more so comes into place. Yeah. Self-reflection, people.
Self-reflection, self-discovery. That's what it is. So yeah, boom.
I feel like I self-reflect a lot. It's like one of my favorite things to do. But it's also kind of dangerous because then I get like in this mind warp of like, what is my purpose? Do I know my purpose? And I feel like I know what my purpose is, but like I still question God. Like, how am I supposed to get to this overarching thing? Because I be trying all these different loopholes and I don't know if I'm really getting there.
Yeah.
Such is life.
But I don't know, sister. I wish it was like clear as day.
But I also think it's just a me thing because that always yearning for more. And not to say that like it's never enough, because I do feel like there's certain areas in life where I am complacent. I am happy where I am. I'm very grateful. I'm a very grateful, blessed girl. Amen. But I always just be like, I always got the little twinkle in my eye, like, ding, wait a minute, hold on. Like, it's just a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feeds into my daily delusion. It makes me glow from within. I'm a dreamer. I'm a daydreamer. I'm a night dreamer. I'm a dreamer.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. At least you know that about yourself. It's like, oh, cool. It's like, okay, cool. I tried it. Nope. Moving on. But you dreamed it. You did it. Check. And sometimes that's just what it is.
That's enough.
That's enough. It's just, I had the idea. I did it. And now I'm done with it. Check. Move on. Next thing. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with doing that. Every idea and everything doesn't have to turn into like, this is the end all be all. Sometimes it's just how we sharpen our skills as people for the things that are going to be the long-term thing.
And I think I'm finally coming to grips with like, there's really no end all be all for me. Because the minute there's an end all be all, you might as well just throw me away.
Because you need some. Once you get the end all be all, it's like, I need something more. Now what?
Yeah. Like I sit back and I think about like all the eras, like all the things that I've done or like dabbled in, and sometimes I think to myself like, do I want to go do that again? And most of the time is no. Like being a makeup artist, that was such a great time. I made a lot of great side money, met a lot of cool people, did so many things. I don't ever want to do that again. No, don't ever want to do it again.
It's like, cool. I did it. I proved to myself that I could do it. I loved it for what it was. And when that ran its course, I was done.
Yeah.
And
on to the next.
Yeah. Like, it ain't supposed to be forever. It's forever was that time period in life, and now we've moved on.
Yeah. I think a lot of people need to accept things like that when they self-reflect. Like, sometimes certain things are just not meant to be forever. And that's okay.
Yeah, let that be it. I low-key want some dino nuggets. Hopefully I got some. Okay, everybody. Well, we're going to go stuff our pieces. So, thanks for coming to our TED Talk.
Amen. We'll catch y'all in the next one.
Bye.